Hey guys, what's up? Happy New Year's Eve. I hope you all have had a wonderful Christmas, and I hope you all are having such a great rest of your holiday time. I know this has been a very hectic experience for everybody, but we're almost there. We literally have a few hours until the new year. And yeah, that's pretty much what's going on. It's been a crazy, interesting year for all of us. I'm sure of it. But yeah, this is the third and final conclusion of my why the hell did I leave you guys for 6 years and my explanation of it all. I decided to go ahead and record and put this video out literally on New Year's Eve because I literally wanted to make sure that I get this explanation out for you guys before the year ended. So that way, moving forward, we can primarily focus on the journey and the goal of creating a new direction for the channel and basically just putting everything that I have and that I want into this channel's new look and direction into full effect. So with that being said, I wanted to conclude this video with a full 2025 recap, resolution type of ordeal, if you will. So, yeah, we won't be here too long. I actually have a script for this one this time, so we definitely won't be here long. So let's just get right into it because we really don't have a minute to spare. Shout out to Brooke Ashley for that one. This year has really just been a lot. And I would say this has been the most introspective year that I have had in my entire life. I have been more self-aware of a lot of things, and after 3 jobs, 3 counselors, and just paying attention to myself and how I perform in real life, I've noticed a lot of things about myself. And I basically just... yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of shit that I have to clean up. I still have a long, long way to go and a lot to unlearn, unpack, heal, forgive, let go, and move forward. So definitely a lot of that. So I organized what I'm going to say in regards to my reflections from this year into very small questions that basically sums up a lot of what I went through. So the first question that I asked myself was, what am I most proud of? The thing that I'm honestly the most proud of, was how I spent the month of October. It was literally the most active and exciting time of my entire life, if not year, that I will never forget. That was the month I started stepping out of my comfort zone and actually venturing out around Charlotte actively and embracing both the season, changing from summer to fall, and the holiday season of Halloween, actually going trick-or-treating with my nieces and just going trick-or-treating for the first time since I was a kid, and being able to relive that beautiful experience and feel like a kid again, and also just stepping out of my comfort zone and getting out of the house and doing more. I'm really proud. And then also, of course, it was my birthday month, so I got to be able to spend my birthday very, pretty much the same. I have a tradition where I usually like to seclude myself from everybody and enjoy a whole personal pan cake for myself, and basically watch the 1981 horror film Happy Birthday to Me. I'm such a horror movie buff. I love horror movies. It's a tradition that I've picked up and continued to maintain since I was a teen. So that's one thing that that has maintained me throughout my birthday. And the reason why I'm really proud of it was because literally the last October, I was severely underwhelmed with how I spent that year. And it wasn't until this YouTuber by the name of As Told by Kenya basically called all of us out, saying that the reason why our October last year was so underwhelming to a lot of us was the fact that basically we all suck, and that we all were expecting for someone or something to make our October feel as magical as we were when we were kids. And that was because our parents made that experience magical for us. And now that we're grown, rusty old, adults, it's not mommy and daddy's responsibility to do that for us anymore. It is now our responsibility to create or recreate that same magic for ourselves. And when she said that, I don't want to quote her directly. That's just my interpretation of what she basically said. When she said that, it made a lot of sense to me, because it's like, well, duh. We didn't do anything. Nobody went out of their way to go take their asses to a pumpkin patch to immerse themselves into the season. Nobody went trick-or-treating with their kids. They had somebody else go with them. Nobody went out of their way to purchase, any merch or aesthetical house pieces or decorations to decorate their homes with. Like, nobody put in the effort because they expected someone else or something else to do it for them. And I made a personal promise and goal for myself this year and moving forward that every year I was going to pretty much do that for the month of October. And when I actually did it, I've had the most amazing time. I had an amazing time, and I'm glad that I went on ahead and incorporated that. So I would say that would definitely be my proudest moment. And then the other two proud moments that I will say that are like honorable mentions would be me not giving up on my degree and choosing to finally utilize it into something. And basically walking away from something that doesn't make me happy. Those two moments did happen for me this year that I will say are my most honorable mention proud moments, but how I spent the month of October was definitely my proudest moment because I got to fully embrace and actively create a fun, festive, magical experience that not only uplifted that magical feeling of fall and October and Halloween the same way as I was a kid, but it also made sense for me to enjoy that magic as an adult. And I was able to put in the work and effort to create that for myself, which unveiled a lot of things about myself that I either didn't know or was too afraid to unleash. So those are my proud moments. The next question I asked was, in what areas of my life did I really make progress? The biggest progress that I've made was, again, besides the month of October, my biggest progress would be coming to terms with mending my relationship with my father. That's a big one. And that can be a whole video within itself sometime next year or next month, and all of that. So we don't need to get too, in depth with that, but for the longest time, my father and I, we didn't really have the best relationship. Things between he and I just didn't really go well. But as of this year, I finally decided that I was going to try to make an effort to really mend fences with him and actually let him in and let that olive branch that he's been trying to, grow to me come my way and actually approach our relationship in a different manner with more understanding and boundaries and just open-mindedness. Whereas if you would have asked me literally 6 months ago, I would have told you straight up, you can go kiss my ass and go straight to hell. Because I wouldn't have done it. But yeah, it's definitely making progress. And managing my anxiety it's been definitely some progress there. I still have a long way to go with that one because I've left it untreated for so long that it's become more difficult for me to manage as easily as I could have if I was younger. But, small victories. So yeah, those would be the most parts of my life that this year that I've made progress on. So what did I do that completely surprised me and what was unexpected of me? I found the courage and strength to walk away from something that no longer served me. This is also a big one. Growing up, I pretty much learned how to abandon myself, shoot myself in the foot, and be a complicit people pleaser. So staying in misery was my specialty. It was all that I know. And it was all that I did that kept me safe from my chaotic upbringing and chaotic, unstable lifestyle. So being that was the only thing that kept me somewhat sane and safe. More so safe than sane, because that's just insane. So it wasn't until I got my second job around the summertime that I knew from the beginning was just not for me. I literally, I hated this job. I hated this job. I'm not going to say what it is just because at this point they're irrelevant to me. So I'm not even going to give them that much camera time. But all I do know is that when I had this job, immediately I hated it. Even my intuition knew that I was not going to stay in this job for long from the moment that I was going through the interview and onboarding process. I should have known then that this job was a red flag just from lack of communication. But yeah, from there, after literally 3 to 4 months of being there, I couldn't take it anymore and I chose to walk away. I stood up for myself and I walked away. And now I got a new job that's better for me. It's fulfilling. I get to meet different people every single day while also forming beautiful relationships with all sorts of other recurring people. And I love it. I really love my job. I enjoy it every single day. And yeah, it's amazing. It's really amazing. And yeah, I also found the courage to explore more of my surroundings. As I stated earlier, like in the month of October, that was when I started to actually go outside and be outside and actually interact with so many people and explore so many different areas that I never thought that I would be able to find the ability to do, which made a lot of introspective sense to why I was in a severely depressed mode during my time in lockdown, because I lacked that balance. I was in the house for so long during that time that I didn't feel the need or felt that I was even capable of going anywhere or had anywhere to go that I gave a fuck to visit. But now I have so many places where I can go. I have so many places that I'm planning to visit next month. I have so many new places that I'm discovering, that I'm putting on my wish list of places that I'm going and planning to go. I've visited so many areas throughout the year. I am so grateful that I've got to be able to do that. And lastly, I've been actively utilizing my graphic design degree to re-enter into the field, which earned me some rewarding results. I still have a long way to go with that one, but for the small victories, the small victories that I did get to have has basically really been amazing. And I'm just grateful for it all. I was able to find a niche for my business, met so many amazing people, and got into a new industry that I'm actually a little interested in learning. We'll see how it goes from there, but yeah. The next question is, what is the biggest lesson I really faced and what did I get from it? The biggest lesson that I've faced that opened me up to so much is the importance of letting go for the sake of yourself. Just the importance of just letting shit go. We've got to let it go. For the longest time, I've been holding on to so much pain, trauma, and fear that has been a psychological, physical, and emotional default to my person. I've missed out on so many blessings, turned down blessings, and even wasted so much of my youth, well, early youth, stuck in my own misery. I've walked through this earth carrying so many unnecessary bags of jaded hate, insecurities, and a facade that's unforgiving. It wasn't until I got into a situation where I needed help and my toxic idiocracies almost made me miss an olive branch reaching for me to acknowledge. It was at that moment that I realized that it was, it was a moment that I realized I fucked up. But it was also the same moment that I realized that it was time to see, hear, and accept it. I know it's broken, it's unhealed, a bit ugly and lonely, just like me. That's what I got from it. Some people love me and want to help, but I have to let go of the pain of yesterday and let them in, or I'll be alone. Trauma culture is a real thing. So many of us are literally walking on this earth miserable, unhappy, walking around with low self-esteem, insecurities, childhood wounds, childhood trauma. And another thing that I've realized is that it's definitely being glorified. And the important thing that we need to keep note, that this one that I saw on Instagram that really started to click for me, that I definitely want to work on leading into the next year, especially before I turn 30, is what happened to us, happened to us. Regardless of what it is, who did it, when and where, it happened. And there's not much you can really do about it in hindsight. If you can, then by all means, do what you gotta do. But if there isn't, then the number one thing that we need to do is understand that it is not our fault. That is not our burden to carry. That is not our bag that we need to carry. It's not our fault. The traumas that we went through in our lives, the issues that we got going on, they don't define us, and you do not need to allow them to define you. They don't control us. We control them. Our job is to take responsibility for our own lives and let all that shit go. I've been hearing this all my life since the 8th grade, that I need to let this go. And it's starting to really get into me now, where it's like I really need to let all this shit go, because at the end of the day, the people who have harmed you, made your life hell, put you through shit, and has contributed to whatever trauma you've experienced in your life, they're out in the real world, living their lives, chasing their dreams, doing their thing, not even thinking or worrying about you. 9 times out of 10, if not 10 out of 10, probably don't even remember you and what they did to you. While you sitting up in the house, doom scrolling on that phone, doom scrolling on the internet, losing your mind, wasting your life, wasting your time, doing bullshit, and sitting in your misery and your hate, not realizing that you're missing out on life for yourself. Not realizing that you're missing out on the blessings that are literally outside of your house, waiting on you. And that's the part that we are not realizing, because we're too stuck in our misery. We're too stuck in our hate. We're too stuck focusing on our insecurities. We're too stuck on yesterday. We're stuck on our yesterday. Blessings are what are you waiting for? Why are you I completely get it, because I'm no different than the next person who was still stuck in there yesterday. But what I had to come to terms and realize, and what this year made me realize, is that at the end of the day, if you don't do something to take responsibility, to go and get help, get some therapy, take some medication, do some mindful, exercises, and start actively changing your mindset to be more abundant instead of scarce, you are going to miss out on so much. And I've missed out on a lot of shit. I've wasted a bunch of my early youth sitting in my misery and my hate. And I've allowed so much of my internal struggles hold me back from succeeding and being abundant. I've garnered a few successes, but I could have been more successful. I could have been out here doing more than what I'm doing now. A whole lot more. And you can too. Which leads me to my last 2 questions. What am I grateful for? And what advice would I give myself for next month? I'm most grateful that I made it to 28. For life, that God still has me here, that I'm still moving forward even on days when I don't do anything or want to give up. And I'm grateful for my self-awareness and ability to communicate even when I don't believe it. I do. And my advice that I would give myself for the coming new year, and hopefully this might resonate for one of you, some of you, or all of you. But for me, my advice is, you are not your trauma. You are not your yesterday. Give yourself grace. Love yourself. Let it go. and it's all in your head. Be patient. Your time is coming. That's literally my advice that I gave to myself, and the advice that I want to lead into moving forward starting tomorrow, really. I'm not gonna promise, or excuse me, I'm not gonna promise or say that this is going to be an overnight thing. This is something that I have to gradually build myself up to get better at. But I do believe that I'm fully capable because I have tried and it's worked out for the most part. I'm more aware of myself. I'm able to communicate just a little bit. And then I was able to do things that I was able to do. And, I was able to go outside more. And for me, going outside, I was able to witness life and see that it's really not all that bad. So many negative delusional beliefs that I garnered from the internet was literally proven wrong when I started going outside. So that really made it very clear for me that yes, you definitely do not need to believe everything that you see on the internet. And if you just take a moment to just go outside and just start doing what you love to do, or even just something as simple as just taking a walk, you'll realize that it's not that bad. So for anyone listening that needed to hear that part, I just hope that starting next year that you take time to just focus on wanting change for yourself, wanting something different. And you don't need to go big. You don't need to do anything majorly extravagant. You could do just something as simple as just going to your neighborhood gym, going to the grocery store, going to, signing yourself up for counseling, or go online and look up some mindful practices, breathing exercises, or if you're online, download an app that will give you positive affirmations and start treating yourself more. Or you can try this one exercise that Mary J. Blige shared that I started doing for myself that I think might also help for you guys. Every single morning when you wake up, before you brush your teeth, do your hair, wash your face, or anything, as soon as you wake up, literally as soon as you wake up, go straight to the bathroom or the nearest mirror in your home. Look yourself dead in the face. Look yourself dead in the eye and say, "Good morning, gorgeous. Good morning, handsome. Good morning, beautiful. Good morning, sexy. Good morning, powerful." Just any positive adjective that you can give yourself, just so that you can learn to love yourself at your most physically vulnerable. And do that. And you keep doing that every morning until you start believing it. I've done it. And it's been working. It's been working. Again, I still have a long way to go, but it's still working. So yeah. It's been a year, you guys. It's definitely been a year. Now, honestly, I don't believe in New Year resolutions, the whole New Year, new me bullshit. And because of that, I chose moving forward that I resolved to live life based on genuine intentions and passions. And I usually like to pursue goals that I truly care about and feel motivated to complete. So, yeah, I just go with the flow. And if I have something that I actually give a fuck about, if I'm genuinely interested and passionate about it and I feel completely motivated towards it, then I'll do it. Which is why I was able to do the things that I was able to do this year. So, yeah. I know I said that we weren't going to be here too long, but yeah, that we kind of went off of a side tangent here, but nothing about this is fully structured, which is the beauty of what this new direction is going to be, is that it's going to be structured chaos, which has pretty much been the story of my life. It's just structured chaos. So, yeah. In closing, I want to finish this off by ushering in the new channel, Tea Talks with Xavier, with this little message here. I would like to reintroduce myself to those who don't know me or is just now meeting me, or those who haven't seen me in a while and just needed a little update on who I am. Hi, my name is Xavier Jackson. I have autism, depression, and generalized anxiety disorder. I'm 28 as of 2 months ago. I am a creative generalist. I tend to get carried away and create so much content that I'm interested in, but never finish, which partially explains my disappearance. My mental health during that time definitely was not at its best, and I couldn't really take it anymore, and I was losing myself and just had to walk away. But I was gone for a bit, far too long for everyone's sake, but I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. And I'm actually glad to be back because this gives me an outlet to express my creativity. So, moving forward, I have 2 simple goals for this channel and the new direction that I have for it. Create content that brings me joy, lights up my passion, and brings me out of my depression. And second, reaching out to you guys to create a community with and to have my content resonate with someone out there. It's an uphill battle, but it's worth it. So I'm signing off, and I hope you all have a happy new year and look forward to seeing you guys next year. Cheers to the new year. We're almost there. I got this, and so do you. That might be my new outro. I'll incorporate that. All right. I'm out. Bye.